Hello, let's do Wordle for Sunday, April 24th. Yesterday we spun the wheel and it's set to start with Zuzim. We're going to learn something very interesting in just a moment. Indeed, we did. We learned that not only is there not one Z, but there's also not two Z's. So I can tell you for sure that the answer today is not pizza. So we're definitely not going to guess pizza. All right, there is a U. I don't know why I want to go SQU. That would be horrible after Zuzim. We need a very strong guess here. STRLN are the common letters. All of them are available. I should probably try to get an E in there as well. Is there... The U is difficult with that. Maybe something like TRU. I don't know if... truer? I don't really want to go ER right now, though, because if it is ER, I don't have the right consonants yet. So if I do TR, I'm not going to do an E, I guess. So we could do trunk, which gets mostly common letters. I'm not sure if I can do better than that. What about like an RUST? Crust. I do think crust is better than trunk. I like the C. All right, let's go with crust. Ooh, okay, so it is RU. I don't have to worry about ER anymore, because even if it was ER, I mean, it wouldn't be the formation that's going to crap us. There's got to be something like this, right? Prude, prune. I think prune is the best we're going to get here. All right, one letter at a time. We're building stairs, and there's a nice gold stair at the top. All right, RUNG, like rung. Like I wrung out the towel. Drunk. Is there more than one RUNK or RUNG? I don't think there's another RUNG. Is there another RUNK other than drunk? Frunk. I don't think it's considered a word yet, though Tesla did invent it for their front trunk. I think it's just drunk for RUNK. I don't think we're going to do a vowel, are we? We don't talk about Bruno. Do I want wrong or drunk? Let's go with wrong. That's the first thing I thought of. All right, now let's guess 5. So now I'm paranoid. I just think it's drunk. What else could it be? RUNY? Like, what are we putting before the R? Like, what's actually left for that? OR? That doesn't seem like a word. AR? DR is drunk. If there's another DR, I might as well go drunk. Anyway, but I don't think there is. FR? Frun? This just isn't a common formation here. HR, JR, KR, LR, XR, VR, BR. What about RUND? I don't think so. All right, I'm going to go drunk. If it was RUND, then I guess drunk would help anyway. All right, it was just drunk. Made our... it's not a very good staircase case, unfortunately. Okay. We made a tower with a gold top. Okay. Before we do any analysis, let's spin the wheel and see what tomorrow's starting word's going to be. Okay, it is Cavell, suggested by Kelly Santini. So, if you want to follow along, you will, along with me, learn something interesting about L's. Okay, well, let's do some analysis. The answer was drunk. We started with Zuzim, and I was emailed an analysis, but we'll just analyze my guesses first. So ignore this. Crust is what I went. It was very concerned about the Aunt Trap and the Ound Trap, although it may not have had enough time to evaluate it. But it wasn't either of those anyway. It's just, there's only 6 words left. Drunk, gruel, gruff, prude, prune, and rung. So it says go gruel, prude, or prune. I went prune, so I did pick an optimal. I just said those are common letters, and I went for them, and it worked out this time. Yeah, we were down to drunk and wrong. That was it. 3 unlikelies. Brung. Yeah. The word is brought, not brung. So if you guessed brung today, the word is brought. I brought the thing. I brung it. Yeah. Grund and crunk. Crunk. Isn't that like getting high? Or is that some other word that's similar? All right. Anyway. Let's look at analysis I was emailed. And the reason I'm emailed these analyses for certain words is because when you do the bot through the website, it only allows 1 second of analysis. So it has not fully analyzed the whole tree. It's just spent 1 second doing like the best heuristic it can do. And so if you give it a lot more time, it can get a perfect analysis. And that's what this person does. All right, so truce is actually the best possible follow-up, Truce. That makes sense. If I thought of truce, I might have gone for it. Although I kind of didn't want to do ENR. I'm actually surprised that ENR is fine. I think if you're a bot, you're able to be much more careful about it. Whereas if you're human, I think it's best to avoid that, walking right into that trap. Second place is slurp. That's actually really good. If I thought of slurp, clout, clues, brute. All right. So let's look at how it evaluated crust. Crust might lose. Okay. So crust was bad because it might lose. And an ER word, or word with ENR, truce, was best. So what do I know, right? So let's look at truce. Okay. From truce, we've got 5 words left: brush, brusque, drunk, gruff, and rung. So it says go brusque, drunk, or rung. So we could get it in 3. Otherwise, it looks like we're getting it in 4. Yeah, guaranteed 3. Guaranteed 4. Might be 3. Okay, let's look at tails. Now tails, because this doesn't have a less than equal, it has a built-in pre-computed analysis for every possible answer. So that's why we're able to get this perfectly. So when tails is all gray, we go crump, which is going to be quite good, I think, with that RU. Bruin, druid, drunk, gruff, rung. Is Bruin a word? I thought it was the team for UCLA. Maybe it's a kind of bear. I don't know. I didn't realize that was a real thing. I just thought it was I don't know. I guess it makes sense it's a real thing. Could 50-50 to get drunk in 3. Otherwise it goes wrong drunk like I did. It's a 4. Makes a better staircase than I did, but there's no gold top, so less expensive. Steel and any other Saleh anagram is going to be exactly the same. So we can go straight to adieu. All right, well, the word has a D in it, so adieu people are always happy with that. But you got to go redub. You actually have to do a you have to do a filler to avoid losing to the ound trap. That ound trap is nasty. So if you have U and D yellow, it might be the ound trap. Go redub to avoid that. Redub gets you bound and round. And I guess that's just enough. It gets you 2 of the ound trap in that one guess, plus whatever else it's protecting you from. All right, and then we could get drunk in 3, or we could do gourd and then get drunk. Okay. Audio is actually in a much better position because we know it's not the ound trap because there's no O. So deuce is what it goes next. There are only 15 words left, and then drunk is guaranteed. Only 15 words after yellow U, yellow D. So yeah, at most you're going to encounter this situation 14 more times. Probably fewer. Well, I guess they do repeat words now, but you know what I mean. All right, what do we just do? Audio, stare, a very common starting word. Just the R, so we're going to move it second. We're going to do grind. It's interesting. I wonder if I would have come up with grind or something else. All right, drunk. It's guaranteed after that. There was an unlikely, probably crunk. No, a droney. Oh, because there's a D already. We know there's a D. Droney, interesting. You're very drony. You're droning on and on. You're being drony. I'm guessing that's what that means. I don't know for sure. Trace tries to get in 2. Instead just goes grind drunk, just like stare did. It often has a very similar solve to stare. It's got similar letters, but it's interesting that it's so often so similar. Anyway, clasp is our final word. It is what the official bot starts with. We're going to go tired, donor, drunk. I think drunk was in the list, so it could get a 3. Let's take a look at the official bot and see how people did. Grab our screenshot first. We can be pretty confident that Zuzim starters are people who follow along with me. A lot of you have not had the opportunity to yet, but those who have will show up in those stats right there. All right, let's take a look. Gave me a 99 skill, so it really liked my guesses. That's great. It didn't really like Zuzim. Luckily, that doesn't go into the skill. 52 others. Under is the most popular follow-up. Interesting. I wonder why under. Huh. Slurp. I did say if I thought of slurp, that was a really good one. Spurt is good. I like that. Stunk. Isn't it usually stink? Is stunk also like maybe past participle or something? I don't know those. I'm not that good at grammar. But is stunk a valid word or is it always stank? I think stunk is okay. Yeah. Anyway, drunk. Some people got in 2. That's great. Truce, snuck, cloud, crust. It would go cruet, but it really liked crust. So that's the difference between the bots. The other bot with a full analysis said, hey, crust might lose on some words, so don't guess it. Bad, 0 skill. Whereas this bot says, oh, 98 skill for crust. That's really nice. So, because it doesn't look ahead like that. All right, prune it gave a 99. That's exactly what I've done. And then wrong, it gives a 99. And then drunk, it gives a 99. So that's why it averaged to 99. All right. Clasp, toner, bring, drunk. Okay. 0.4, getting drunk in 1. I think that there are legit drunk starters. It would make sense. It seems like something some people would start with. 5.5. Wow, look at that jump. Turn 2, 5.5. Turn 3, 51.7. And then another jump to 90.6. 99 on turn 5, greater than 99. I wonder if this is one of the few times we'll see a greater than 99 on normal mode. I guess let's find out. People are losing on drums, crunk, druid. I mean, at this point, I feel like you're trying to lose. How do you get all the way here and not know if there's a T? Anyway, I mean, you don't know how people are playing, I guess. I wish you could click on it and like see some example solves. Even if they were, I mean, they could be anonymized. They should be anonymized. All right, let's analyze this in regular mode. I can load the file. There we go. Still, oh, it gave me a 98 skill this time. So interesting. Zuzim is at 50. It was like 24 for hard mode. Study is the most common start. Although there's only 17 people, so this is probably like what, 3 people who did study. Well, no, 2 people who did study. All right. Stuck, young, found, plume, troon, touch, truce. If this is going to be one of you, so just say hi, mom. I'm on a Rinks video. Then Pruna gives 99. So crust, it just gave him a lower skill score because there were probably some fillers that would prefer over that. Does slate crony bring drunk? So no fillers today. 0.7. So yeah, I do think drunk is a legit one for some people. So congrats to those. 5.5, 42.2, 86.0, 97.5. It is significantly lower, but still greater than 99 on turn 6. Yeah. There just isn't really a great way to get trapped on this one. All right. Well, how'd you do? And that is it for Wordle. Hope you enjoyed it. There is a link at the end of the video if you want to watch the New York Times games video. I also have a pinned comment with all the games I played today. If you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.